Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. I don't know how I'm gonna get through recording this video. This was my idea, so I guess I'll do it somehow, but I'm gonna try not to actually get worked up by this. For today, we are talking about a movie. I am starting to see things, and honestly, this movie is all of a sudden, okay? I was at work as always. I wanted something to put to watch, and I was like, "Oh, this movie's on the top 10 movies on Netflix. Let's watch it." Bad idea. This movie is horrible, and I noticed very quickly. I'll tell you guys what I noticed. It was very bad, but I could have stopped. But a part of me wanted to know where this was going, because it's so bad. And usually, like, I have talked about movies here that, or even series that I didn't vibe to with, or that there's certain things that would have changed or things like that. Just recently I talked about I Will Find You, and I was talking about how I think that series is way too long for what it is, and how they added way too many things at the end, and it became way too complicated and things were unnecessary. There's other ones that have probably been like, this is great, but I would have changed this and that. But I don't think I have ever talked to you about a really bad movie or series. I don't think so. I went back through my list and I was like, I think this is the first time I'm doing this, because it is so bad that I need people to. I kind of, like, a part of me wants people to watch this, but another part of me doesn't really want that to happen, because I don't want you all to suffer unless you really like this movie. If you like it, great, I'm happy for you. I was losing brain cells as I was watching this. I feel like, why am I making this video? Because I wanted to. It's so bad that I was like, I feel like I could make a video about how bad this is. So that's what we're doing. Like, as soon as the movie ended, I texted my boyfriend. I was like, I just watched the worst movie possibly on Netflix. That's probably worse, but it's so bad. I feel like the top 10 list on Netflix really just, I cannot trust it anymore. So the movie's called The Body in the Locker. It was actually, I was looking information a little bit about it, and it got added to Netflix not too long ago, but it's actually from November 2025, and it is actually a Lifetime movie. If you don't know about Lifetime, I don't know what to tell you. I have heard about Lifetime for years. It's like a platform, as far as I know, or something like that. There's a lot of movies and things there. But I literally put on Google, "Are Lifetime movies bad?" And it was like, most of them are great. I don't know how this one made it into Netflix, but it did. Usually my thing with Lifetime movies, I don't think I have ever watched them properly, or I think this is the first time I'm watching one. I don't even remember, but it's that a lot of the movies there are not great. There might be some good ones there, probably, but that is everything that I've heard of Lifetime. Research it on your own if you want to know more about it. But this is actually a Lifetime movie. Again, how did it get into Netflix? I don't know, but it did, and I watched it, and I regret it. Again, I could have stopped exactly at the scene that made me stop this movie and actually think about my life choices of watching this completely or not. But I ended up watching it because I was very curious about how they're gonna tie everything up together. This movie is like an hour and a half, but it feels so long. It feels like it drags forever, and it's too much. And I'm questioning what exactly this is. Like, it is a movie, but is it a suspense, thriller movie, crime movie? I don't know exactly how to classify this movie, because it's not comedy. I don't think it's supposed to be comedy, but I was laughing while I was watching this. Like, while I was watching this, I was again at work and there was nobody around me. My boss had to leave because she was feeling sick. Another person left because they were going to start vacation, so they left early. There wasn't really people around me, and I was so happy because I was laughing as if this was a comedy, and I'm pretty sure it's not a comedy movie. So we're gonna talk about this. Even in my notes, I usually put like a character list just in case. is useless in this case, because I think I'm only gonna mention like 3 or 4 of the characters, because the rest useless. Let's talk about the body in the locker, because this is so bad. Okay, so how this movie starts is with a scene of a woman, I'm guessing in a hotel room, and it looks like she's rehearsing what she's gonna say, because she keeps repeating it in like different tones and different emotions and things like that. All of a sudden there's a knock to the door, this person goes in, we don't see the person, and you hear them talking. Then all of a sudden the woman is screaming, the screamings stop after a couple of seconds, and then it's silent. That's how it starts. It's a good start. Again, I had high hopes. I heard the body in the locker, and I was like, it's gonna be great. And then it started, I'm like, okay, who did this? This person just died for sure. It went down here from here. So we go to 3 years later, and we meet Amy. She just lost her father. It's called Reginald Lake. I really don't know how to say the last name, so I'm just gonna call him Reginald. And she is preparing her speech for the Memorial Day. In comes James, and they're a couple. Now, they live together and all of that. I think they're married, because at some point later on, somebody is like, you two are married, you should not fight. So I'm guessing they're married, but they never tell you they're married. Like, is there even a ring? I don't even remember, but I'm guessing they're married. And he's really worried about her, because she's going back to work very quickly. All of a sudden she became the CEO of the dad's company, and there's this foundation called Lake Foundation. I really don't know how to say the last name. And she's now the CEO of everything, and she has to deal with everything, and she kind of wants a break from the memorial and things like that. She decided to go back to work, and one of the things she was going to do is go to her father's house and get some things, because there's this person that works in the company that had this idea of making an auction with her dad things to raise money for the foundation, but also publicity. Now, they all keep saying throughout this movie that they need to do these things because there's people that want this foundation and company shut down. The thing is, they never really explain to you why. There's something at the end with another character that happened that might be the case as to why, but they never fully explain to you, or at least tell you like, hey, this is why people want the foundation like shut down. It's they're not really helping people, things like that. No, like this also they never fully explain to you the foundation. As far as I know, it's to help people that don't have the money to like studies and things like that. How the foundation works, why people want them shut down, never explained. I don't think they ever explained it. So we're very like on the dark with this foundation, but people want to shut it down for some reason, and that's why also they're doing the action publicity. So really it's for them, it's not exactly to help, but okay. This is where this is the scene that I knew I was in for a roller coaster. Like I knew. And I started losing brain cells from here on. And again, I could have stopped, but I wanted to keep going and see how this went. So Amy goes to the house, right? And inside she hears that there's somebody inside and like they're hiding. And she takes this metal thing, pole thing that is beside the fireplace, and she's walking up the stairs. And I'm here like, okay, do it very quietly so the person doesn't know that you're there. No. She immediately goes, if there's somebody here, come out. I'm armed. With no emotion whatsoever. And I'm here like, okay, great. You just announced that you're there. I mean, if the person was there, they're running off the window or something, so you're fucked. You're not gonna know anything. But she goes up the stairs, and then all of a sudden the person that is inside comes out of a room. They bump into each other. There's this box that falls, and this person goes and they take a paper and they start running down the stairs. This person had enough time to pick everything that came out of that box, but they just decided the paper. Also, they're looking for the paper, by the way. It's like it falls, and usually you pick the first thing that you see and done. This person literally flipped the box over to see the paper because they knew that was what they needed to take. I'm like, amazing acting. Also, this person is not covering their faces. What they're using is a jacket that they have over their heads, and they start running, and I'm like, I would have taken that jacket, poof, I already saw your face. you're fucked. But okay, the person takes the paper, start running, and they're both running down the stairs very slowly. And Amy goes, and this is the line that really made me want to stop. She says, "Wait, wait, please come back." What? I said I was never going to pick this mic up, but I think it's gonna happen on this. What? Also, it's the slowest way to go down the stairs, and also, by the way, whoever has the camera is going down the stair with them, so the shot is like very shaky. And once the person goes out the door, that Amy goes to the door and like looks outside, the camera is so shaky because I'm pretty sure the person just came down running those stairs while recording. So shaky, it's so bad. But Amy doesn't call the police, she doesn't call anybody close, she doesn't get in the car and follows the person. At least she just closes the door very slowly with a very disappointed face and goes upstairs. She sees the box and she sees a USB and a key to a storage locker, right? So she decides to go to the storage place. She goes to the storage place and we meet the receptionist in a way. She's called Lisa. And there's a little bit of attitude going on between both of them because Lisa, she's like, okay, you can go in and see the locker. And Amy's like, don't you need to check papers and things like that? You need to do your job. And Lisa's like, bitch, what? So she decides to do her job. The thing is, as soon as she realizes that she's the daughter of Reginald and the foundation and all of that, Lisa's attitude again changes to a more like not really aggressive, but like no emotions, I don't care about you in a way. Even at some point she said, which I wrote it down, she says, let's hope that you do a better job than he did. Which again, why? Explain to me why people want this foundation shut down. What is the reason? What happened? Did he do something that people hate him? Because that's how he looks like. Was he not doing the job that he should do? Like, why? Amy goes to the locker, storage locker, opens it up, sees things. She sees boxes with papers. She goes and opens a closet. There's a body in there. Somebody dead. Okay. The body is found. I should care more about this, but seriously, when she found the body, it was the worst acting I have ever seen. At least tumble, at least make something fall, but no, nothing. Okay. In comes Detective Clark. He kind of does his job, okay? He kind of does. But he kind of stupid as well. But at least he tries to do his job, so I'll let him pass. Maybe, because sometimes he says things with people around and I'm like, I don't think anybody else should know this except Amy, but okay. But he tries. I'll give him a pass. He tries. His acting is decent, but I'll let him pass. It's fine. I'll accept him, I guess. He is gonna be the one in charge of the case. It doesn't look that great, of course. They have to identify the body. Lisa is saying that nobody has visited the storage in a couple of years and that the cameras really don't work that great, so that's really not gonna be any help. And the way that she's saying this, by the way, is with a tone while looking at Amy of you're fucked, or even the tone of I don't care about this, or I'm trying to kind of hide something. So I'm guessing this is the way that they're trying to make her look suspicious that she might have to do something with it. But I don't think it's a good job. I no, I don't. No, okay. I don't think it works. Also, later on in the I think it was night. I think this is. No, it was day when she went in. So I'm guessing this is in the same day. We meet Claire. Claire is Amy's mom and she goes to visit her in the house. They're talking with James, things like that. And Amy does shows Claire the USB. And she immediately goes, "Oh, should I take it with you?" And she's like, "No, no, no, like it's password protected. I haven't been able to crack it." And she's like, "Okay, well, keep it with you. Try to see if you can go in, just in case there's something that incriminates your father. And we need to keep this between us, because we don't want police to have this or anything like that, just in case there's something that incriminates your father." The next day was the memorial. They didn't want anything leaked out. They wanted everything to go like in peace and normal. So nobody should know about this USB, even James, because when James passes, Amy actually hides the USB. So that's why Claire is like, let's keep it between us, right? Right. So the next day happens. The memorial is happening. There's this guy that you also meet that is Peter, that is running to be a part of something in the company. That James is also running to be a part of the company. It's like some kind of promotion. They butt heads a lot throughout this movie. Peter is not really important. I'm mentioning it now because you will see him, but the things that he does is suspicious in the way that he wants the promotion that James wants. So they try to make you think that the things that he's doing is because of that. Stupid. But they butt heads a lot, and you will see that a lot throughout the movie. Also, they don't really explain this promotion properly, that the position, there's a whole interview thing that they have to do, that they're both practicing together also, but they never fully explain to you this promotion, what it has to do, what position, nothing at all. So we're again blind about that. Also, you meet Macy. She is the intern, and Claire really doesn't like her for some reason. Also, James know about the USB because later at night, I'm guessing that same day, Amy's in the laptop with the USB in the kitchen. He's there, so he knows. So much about keeping it together between both of them is joink, because he knows about it. He's helping. Amy is like, hey, not Amy, who was it? Oh yeah, Amy. She's very like, I need to know what's on this because my father left it to me. Here's the thing, technically it's not hers. Like, unless, she has the company and the house is hers and everything inside the house is hers, which they have never explained what exactly. You only know she's the CEO of the foundation. That's all in the company. They don't really tell that the house is also hers, so we don't know. But it's not really hers. You later on find out who that USB is for, but it's not technically hers. I don't know why she said that. She said it so confidently also, and I'm here like, technically no. I mean, again, unless the house and everything inside is hers, but she didn't even know about the USB or anything. There's stuff in the house that she doesn't know about, so okay. So James, was it James? Yeah. To try and make James suspicious, what they do is that he starts talking about, oh, maybe the password is in the locker room, or the storage room. And she's like, I don't think so. He's like, maybe. I'm gonna go. I need to go to the office and get some things done. And I'm like, okay, that's the way of them making him suspicious. Making him like, maybe he's the one, because all of a sudden he mentions that and he needs to go to the office. And I'm here like, it's not a good job. So, at night, very late at night, honestly, she decides to go to the storage room. She's like, I'm gonna find this password, so I'm gonna do this. She goes in there, she bumps into Lisa inside the storage room, which Lisa is mad about. She's like, you're supposed to wait in front. And she's like, you weren't there, so I just went. And then there's this alarm sounding, and they realize the storage locker is on fire, and you kind of see a person running away, but not really. It could have been a shadow, if I'm completely honest. They could have shown a little bit more. I mean, there was somebody there later on, but still something else. It looks like a shadow. If you're not like paying attention, you wouldn't see it. So it's a bad job there. Lisa tries to take the fire out, but it's too much, so they run. Detective Clark appears, and he starts asking questions. Lisa and Amy are like fighting. Amy's like, well, what tells me that you didn't do it? And Lisa's like, you were here late, bitch. You could have done it as well. And Detective Clark is like, okay, stop. This is when I say that he shares too much information in front of people that shouldn't, because all of a sudden he goes, hey, they were able to take the body out on time, but the rest of the things in that storage locker is like gone. To which I'm asking myself, how were how they weren't close, unless the firefighters got there like very quick. Lisa couldn't even stop the fire because it was a lot. So how, like, I'm guessing the firefighters again got there like very quick and they didn't show it, and they were able to put the fire out because Detective Clark must probably have taken a little bit to get there. But they were able to take the body out, which I have a question about that in a second, because he's like, okay, the last visit was 5 years ago from Reginald. The body has been dead for 3 years, so the murder happened 3 years ago. And it was way before Lisa started working in the storage locker, so it couldn't have been her. And outside, when Amy and he go out, he tells Amy, hey, the person in the locker is Heidi Jones. She's 50 years old and she's from Los Angeles. And he shows her a picture, and this picture is the woman, but also Amy's father is on it, and they're very huggy. And Amy's like, what? So I have a question. This might just be me, okay? Maybe. I'll try to speak slower because I need to get this mic on my face right now. He says they were able to take the body when the fire started, so the body's not harmed. But he knows all of this already about the woman that is dead. How? Really, how? Because from me watching a lot of documentaries, okay, the first thing that they do is they close the scene off, they do some things on the body to get like a preliminary thing, and then they move the body quickly so the crime scene can be looked at and all of that. So you're telling me that you left the body in the locker for days at least, because it's been at least a day. At least. That body has been in the locker. And the police did all this without the body with them? Unless I'm missing something. Doesn't make any sense, because I don't think anybody will leave a body there for days. Because he doesn't say, good thing we got the body the same day. No, he said they were able to take the body out before the fire took it. I have questions, but maybe it's just me. Let's continue. The next day happens. Amy is talking to her mom about everything and shows her the picture, and Claire does confess that she knew about the affair. They tried to work things out, but it didn't work out. That's why they got divorced and all of that. Also, they're talking about the murder and all of this in a very public space, knowing that none of this should come out because, again, they want everything peaceful. So you're talking about all of this in a way too public space. Doesn't make sense. But okay, so we know why they got divorced. At least you know now. So there's this journalist. The main reason why I'm mentioning her is because later on she becomes important. Her name is Georgia Hound, so I'm just gonna call her Georgia. And she is asking around things. She ends up going to a storage locker place, talks to Lisa. She also ends up talking to James, and with James she mentions Sorrel Industries, to which he becomes very, very nervous and makes her go away very quickly out of the office. And it's kind of hilarious because he's kind of mad about this, and he like hits the table, and all you see is the fist. Like, you don't see any of this on the arm, you just see the fist hitting the table. I laugh. I was like, couldn't you have made that? I mean, it shouldn't be hot, a man like hitting a table, but he's mad. So can I see, like, you know, maybe the sleeves are rolled up and he's hitting the table and you can kind of see this and vein something. It looks like a child that just hit the table because they're mad or frustrated. And honestly, again, I started laughing because it was the weakest punch on a table I have ever seen. Like, I have seen scenes of men punching a table and their sleeves are rolled up, and you're like, oh wow, I shouldn't find this hot. But my god, it kind of is. And it shouldn't be. But you're like, I see veins popping out. Nothing. There's nothing. Also, again, it's the weakest punch I have seen. It's bad, but okay, we know he has something. So again, try to keep him suspicious that he might have done something. So Amy goes back to the house another day, the father's house, and this time she takes Macy with her. And again, she's going in the house screaming, is anybody here? And I'm like, well, again, you announce yourself that you're there, so if there is somebody, they're already running away, so good luck to you. Either way, they start doing the job. And again, the whole thing is taking inventory for the auction. And again, you're supposed to keep this. You're supposed to keep this in the family because nobody should know this. Do you know what Amy does? She tells everything to Macy. Absolutely everything. While drinking some tea. She just says everything. So Macy now knows absolutely everything. I think the only thing she didn't know was the murder. Maybe. But the rest she knows. So again, good thing of trying to keep it in the family. Now somebody outside the family knows. Isn't that great? Okay. Later that night, Amy's alone in the house and somebody breaks in. She's alone. She hides in the room, I think it is. And she calls, I think it's the detective. Police gets there. Detective Clark's appear. And he's like, okay, have you seen anything move? Did they took everything? She's like, no, I didn't see anything. And then she looks at the counter in the kitchen. And it's her laptop, but the USB is not there. This is where she tells the detective about the USB. And of course the detective is angry about this. You had probably, evidence. Also, again, why is the USB on the kitchen? In the laptop? It's been a couple days. At least a couple days. Because the next day was the memorial. So it's been at least a day, if not more. And you're telling me that laptop with the USB, the kitchen counter, were there for more than a day. Not moved because it's exactly in the same place. You never it's such an important evidence and you didn't take it with you, or at least hid it somewhere. What are we doing? What? Okay, I'm losing braces. Also, that night James and Amy fight because she finds this shirt that is burnt. And she's like, you were in the storage room. And he confesses. He says yes. He was there. But this is where he didn't have anything to do with the fire. He confesses about Sorrel Industries. Apparently, when he started working in the company, he made a bad deal with Sorrel Industry. He ended up costing a lot of money. It was a scam. And Amy's father, Reginald, knew about this and helped him be out of that scam deal. It took a lot of money. It took a lot of things. And he even hid it from everybody. That's why Amy didn't know. And he was scared that there was something in the locker that would... Now that I'm thinking about it. Wait. He was scared that there was something in the locker that would talk about the scamming, all of that. That's why he went there. I have two questions already that came into my mind. One, when Georgia talked to James about it, the paper that she slides in front of him about the Sorrel Industry was burned. How did she got that? I don't know, but it is burned. You can see it's burned. Also, they never tell you who set the locker on fire. Maybe it was Georgia, but I don't think so because she didn't fully know about the locker. So, who set the locker on fire? I don't think they ever say who set it on fire. I'm just thinking about this. I don't think they ever... No. I don't think they did. Also, I'm sorry about the music. I think somebody's like doing cleaning and they have music. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can. But yeah, they never fully explain who set the thing on fire. I don't think so. Now I'm thinking about it. And also the paper that Georgia has is burned a little bit. So How did she got that? I don't know. So Amy tells James to leave. You know, she doesn't trust him. Also, this is a hilarious scene because he leaves the scene, but you never hear a door close or steps like going up, you know, this room or something. He just leaves the set. It's completely silent. I'm like, at least a door closing. So we kind of think he left. Next day, the news are out on the newspaper. It was like the original kill his mistress or something like that. Amy goes to the office to see the damage that could have done to the auction and things like that. And she immediately go to Macy and she's like, you did it because I told you. Why are we telling random people? I don't know. But Macy goes, of course, angry, even though she's saying she didn't do anything. But Amy is like, it was you. Amy is back at her house again at night. Detective Clark is there to visit her and is basically telling her that the person that broke into her house is a random person, but it was probably hired by Georgia, which she works as a freelancer now. She got laid off her work and now she's a freelancer, which doesn't make sense because how does she know about the USB? Oh, was it Macy? Maybe it was Macy, but still, up to this point, you don't know how she knows about the USB. The next day, it's weird because she could have gone that same night. You already went at like 1-2 in the morning, so I don't know why she waited the next day. But Amy goes back to the storage room and talks to Lisa because she thinks it was Lisa because she knows Lisa talked to the journalist Georgia. And Lisa's like, wait, no, I only told her about the fire. She already knew about the fire. I just told her. And the name is like, but you didn't do this and that. And Lisa's like, I wanted you to know how it felt having nobody beside you. Because apparently Lisa is struggling with money. Her mom is sick. Everything that the father earns go to the mom. Everything that Lisa earns goes to the mom. She's trying to study medicine. She works 3-4 jobs and she has been trying to get help from the foundation, but she always gets denied or they never respond to the application. That's why she did it. She wanted to kind of some revenge towards Amy, I guess. Which again, why people want this foundation shut down? Like, I saw this and I stopped and I was like, is this why the foundation, people want the foundation to shut down because the foundation is actually not helping the people that need help? Maybe. But again, they never fully explain it. Amy feels bad about Macy, of course, because she didn't really do anything. She didn't tell anybody anything. So she goes to her house, but her house is trash. Literally looks like it was robbed. Also, this is where, shocker, it wasn't a shocker to me, Macy's actually is Heidi's daughter, and when Amy goes out the house, Georgia is actually there, so they start running. Georgia is able to catch her up and Amy's like, okay, you have 5 minutes to explain to me what happened. And Georgia is explaining to her that she already knew about the fire because of a policeman that she had contact. She lost her job. She has been trying to make a breakthrough. She heard about the fire, so she wanted to follow the story. Macy actually was the one that contacted her when she heard that about the USB, was it? Yeah, she wanted the USB, which again, how did Georgia know about the USB? I don't know. So they were supposed to meet in the storage locker place, but she never got there, so she went to a house to check up on her. Now they don't know where Macy is. So we're getting towards the end here. Amy calls James and she's like, meet me in the storage locker. Macy is supposed to be here, so have me look. They're looking inside. All of a sudden they bump into Lisa, where she's hurt. She's kind of like a little bit out of place, and James is like, she got hurt, she got hit in the head, there's blood, supposed to be blood in his hand. So Amy goes and it's like, call 911. James calls 911 but also leaves Lisa alone. This is a hilarious scene because Lisa is like the camera is like right here, right? James is here, Amy's like running, they pan to Lisa and James and she's like this because again her head hurts, and all of a sudden, I'm not joking, she goes and I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to see if the scene is done or not. I think you're supposed to wait for cut. So I'm sorry, I was laughing. Also, we see that Macy's inside a storage locker. Amy gets to her, closes the door. It's kind of letting her out because she's tied up. Also, that is the worst knot ever because a little bloop and she's gone. It wasn't very tied up. Macy's telling her she knew about everything because there's a photo that appeared, and in the background the jewel box thing was actually Heidi's, so it was her mom's. So she has been trying to find her mom. That is like the first clue that she found, so she went from there. When the door storage opens, who do we see? Claire with a gun. Is everybody surprised that it's Claire? Not me. I knew from the beginning. I knew from the get-go it was her, but she's there. Of course, Amy's like, what are you doing? No. Like, what is this? And apparently, Claire knew about the affair. Heidi wanted to talk to her. They met in the hotel room. But again, Claire was so much jealousy and rage that killed her and hid her body in the storage locker because nobody was going there anyway. And yeah, she tries to kill Macy, but James appeared and shot him instead. And of course now she's traumatized. Lisa appears running, which again, if you have a concussion and your head is bleeding, I don't think you should be running. Also, she's running very normal. Like she was stumbling a few seconds ago. Now she's running like nothing, but helps with the shot and whatever, so good. At the end, police gets there. They take Claire to custody. She confesses to everything, so maybe the whole thing is not gonna be that bad towards her. Lisa looks fine, honestly. Again, she might have a concussion, but she's like nothing. I don't think anybody looked to her. I think everybody forgot that she got hit, honestly. There's no blood anymore, so I guess she good. I mean, she's studying medicine, but still, again, if she studies medicine, she should know how important it is to check for a concussion if you got hit in the back of your head. But okay, she's fine. At the end, in the USB, it was actually for Macy. Macy had the password all along, which was in the paper. And also, why put the storage locker room together with all that if all of that was supposed to be for Macy? Was it for her to find the body? Who knows? Either way, the video is Reginald. He's confessing that Macy is his daughter. He was a coward. He was scared of losing his marriage and everything that he has built. So he made a deal with Heidi. The deal was that Heidi was going to keep everything in secret and he was going to provide financial help. So he made the foundation to do that, to kind of keep it a secret, keep it hidden, and the foundation became this whole thing that is his proud achievement. Amy is happy that now she got a sister and presents her to James, and that's the movie. Everybody happy, I guess. It's so bad. Like, me telling you guys about it is probably more entertaining. It shouldn't be entertaining because it's supposed to be a serious movie. It's so bad. Like, everything. Even the ending, I was like, oh, everybody's happy that now she got a... What? And again, things. Okay, it's very long, okay? And nothing really happens, if I'm completely honest. It looks like it, but not really. Things are... the acting is bad. I'm no actor, okay? I'm more behind the camera of things. That's what I studied. I have worked with a few people before when I was in university when we were doing like projects and things like that. But I'm no actor. But I feel like reaction to things should be more intense. Like the wait, please come back. You wouldn't say that to a robber, if I'm completely honest. There's a point where Amy calls a person in the office and she's like, yeah, somebody's in the house, and the person like somebody was in the house in a way, so she was going to be late to the office, and the person's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I'm here like, maybe more emotional, like let's raise the tone, let's act a little bit more. You're worried, come on, like let's go, let's put some emotions into there. Nothing. It's, again, I'm no acting, I'm no actor, but no, the acting is horrible. Honestly, there's like nothing there. Everybody, I'm sorry, I was trying to look what else they have worked before, and honestly, from the poster it looks horrible, so I don't want to watch anything else from Lifetime, if I'm completely honest. The script is bad as well. Now, I always say that sometimes actors are limited by the script. If the script is bad and they cannot do too many changes, the acting might be affected. Who knows? I am hoping these people can act way better than this, honestly. But the script is bad. There's some things that you're like, I wouldn't, like, that is no reaction properly for what you're is happening? What happened to the script? Like, couldn't nobody change a few things, make it, better? Like, no, no. Okay, it's really bad. The scenes are also, the way that it was shot, the way that it was edited. Again, the scenes in the stairs was so shaky. No. That wouldn't, it's so shaky sometimes, that camera is too, no. And again, some shots I was like, we could have shot at this a little bit better, but okay, it's just very bad. Lighting is bad, the whole, it's just edited, no. The plots are bad, okay. I'm sorry, but I have seen too many movies that are like this, that show you like a lot of plots and things like that. Doesn't work here. They try to make James suspicious, Lisa suspicious. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work, because 5 seconds after they tell you, no, it's because of this, and I'm like, well, suspicion is over. Okay, why did you give me all of that side plot for nothing if it was just this? Why look as if he was the one that made the fire when it's not? Again, they never tell you who made the fire. They never tell you why people want the foundation shut down. They never tell you how Georgia found out about the USB. Should I keep going? Like, I don't know, but yeah, I knew it was clear from the beginning. And I'll tell you a few points. As soon as she knows about the body in the storage, she starts talking about how people use the storage lockers to hide illegal things and hide bodies, and how these cases go unsolved because it has been years and nobody knows about it. And she started asking, is there any clues or anything like that? I'm like, how do you know this, woman? Do you like to read like me? Do you like watching documentaries and that's how you know? She said it like she reads about that every night before going to bed. And I'm like, I don't like that. Too, she wanted to keep everything quiet, even from James. Useless, because he already knew about the USB. She was saying like it was because of Reginald, because the memorial and things like that. I don't believe that in 1 second. Also, she wanted the USB very quickly. As soon as she knew about the USB, she was like, give it to me. And that means, but you don't even know how to work email, so no. She didn't want to tell the police about it, so another thing. Also, she didn't like Macy for some reason. When she knew that she was an intern, she immediately went, I'm gonna keep my eyes on her. I don't trust her. And I'm like, why? I'm guessing because she knew it was Hades' daughter, so Reginald's daughter, but still, very weird. I didn't really believe her every time she talked, when she was talking about the divorce. Again, I don't know if it is the bad acting, but I didn't believe her. I was like, either your acting is very bad here, or you're actually supposed to act this way. Because the whole time, also, nobody cries here. The time where Lisa is like talking to Amy, telling her that she has applied to the foundation, she has never been, accepted and things like that. No tears at all. Nothing. And she looks like she's supposed to be crying. Nothing either. So again, when Claire is talking about the affair, I expect a few tears, but I didn't see anything either. And also, you're talking about this in public. We were supposed to keep everything under the rug so nobody knows about it and the auction goes smoothly. No, either. So this movie is bad. Okay? There's just a few reasons that I knew it was clear from the beginning. This movie is bad. Again, they try to give everybody like a suspicion as to why they could do it, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, James wouldn't know about the affair. Honestly, James wanted to be perfect. The whole reason why he wanted to keep his scam and all of that happened with him under the rug was because Amy's family is perfect, and you can kind of guess a little bit. So that's why he didn't want Amy to know, and that's why Reginald helped him keep it under the rug. So it doesn't work with Lisa. She hasn't been in the storage locker for like a good chunk of... It doesn't work. I lost brain cells while watching this. So please don't watch it. I mean, a part of me wants you guys to watch it. But maybe there's people here that like this movie. You can tell me why you like it. Honestly, tell me, because I hated every second of it. But if you love this movie, please let me know why. Also, if you love Lifetime movie, please let me know why, because everything that I have heard hasn't been great either about Lifetime movies and series and all of that, whatever they do in Lifetime. It's it doesn't get my attention. And even after watching this, honestly, I don't want to see anything else from Lifetime. If they're all like this, I feel like I'm not gonna have any brain cells if I keep watching movies from Lifetime. If you guys have watched this, let me know what you thought of it. Do you like this movie? Again, let me know why are you gonna watch it. Again, a part of me wants you guys to watch it, but another part of me don't want you guys to suffer, which is why I'm doing this video. So are you guys gonna watch it now or not? I don't know if it is still in the top 10 movies. Hopefully not. I was looking at some of their reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes and places like that, and it doesn't look good either. It looks bad. So I don't think I'm the only one that hates this movie. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I don't have to talk about any other bad movie or series that I have watched. But it's gonna be I don't. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you all in the next one, I guess. Bye bye.